Michael Miller swings open his front door and freezes, completely paralyzed. What he's seeing is impossible. His son Leo is laughing. For the first time in 2 years, ever since the accident that killed his wife, Amanda, and left the boy in a wheelchair, Leo is truly laughing. A young woman is gently pushing his chair across the living room, making funny voices and silly faces. "Here comes the brave little lion, in his special car," she says, her voice playful. "Roar! He's going to save all the little animals in the forest." Leo's applause is weak, but he is clapping. His eyes sparkle in a way Michael had forgotten was possible. The boy moves his arms, trying to mimic the sounds the woman is making. Tears well up in Michael's eyes without warning. 2 thick tears stream down his face. It's a miracle. It's impossible. But it's happening. The emotion is so overwhelming that Michael lets his keys slip from his hand. The clatter echoes through the room. The magic shatters instantly. Leo stops laughing, shrinks back in his chair, and reverts to the apathetic child Michael knows. It's as if someone just switched off a light. "Who are you? What are you doing with my son?" Michael's voice trembles, caught between emotion and desperation. The woman stands up quickly, smoothing her uniform. "Hi, I'm Chloe. Chloe Davis. I started working here today. The agency didn't tell you?" "They didn't tell me anything." Michael looks at Leo, who is now staring down at his own hands. The shift was brutal. From a happy boy to a broken one, in 2 seconds. "Oh my gosh, this is so awkward," Chloe says. "Do you want me to come back another day?" I didn't mean to interrupt. There's something different about the way Chloe treats Leo. She doesn't look at him with pity, or treat him like a poor, helpless thing. She treats him like a normal child. "You can stay," Michael says. "Just be careful with him. My son is very fragile." Chloe looks at Leo, and then back at Michael. Her eyes say she disagrees. To her, the boy doesn't seem fragile, just incredibly lonely. "Okay, I'll be careful." But Michael can see she has no intention of stopping her games with Leo. And for the first time in a long time, he isn't even sure he wants her to. On the second day, Michael spies on them from his office window. Chloe is working in the garden, and Leo is on the porch watching her. She isn't just cleaning, she's telling a story. "You know what happened this morning? The flowers told me a secret. That rose over there, see? She's a bit of a drama queen. She complains about the sun all day long. 'Oh, it's so hot. Oh, I'm so thirsty,' Chloe says, mimicking a whiny voice. But the little daisy is shy. She only speaks in a whisper, like this." Chloe uses different voices, some high-pitched, some deep. She makes an annoyed face for the rose, and a timid one for the daisy. Leo watches everything, his attention captured. It's more interest than he's shown in anything in 2 years. Michael feels a pang in his chest. When was the last time he tried to make his son laugh? When did he stop trying? Because it hurt too much to see Leo so unresponsive. The memory hits him suddenly. Amanda, pushing Leo on the swing, both of them squealing with joy. "Higher, Mommy, higher!" It was a Saturday morning, the last Saturday before everything ended. Michael closes his eyes. If only he hadn't insisted Amanda go to the grocery store with him. If he had just driven slower in the rain. If... A sound pulls him from his dark thoughts. Leo is clapping again, stronger this time. A round of applause for Chloe's performance. It's the first voluntary movement Michael has seen his son make in months. "Mr. Miller?" Chloe's voice startles him. She had come up to the porch without him noticing. "Sorry to bother you. I just wanted to know if I could make a snack for Leo. He barely ate any breakfast." Michael looks at his son. It's true. Leo eats only what is necessary to survive. Without interest, without pleasure. "You can try," he says, "but he's a very difficult eater." "I could make some sandwiches, cut into the shapes of little animals," she suggests. "Sometimes it helps if it's fun." Michael wants to say that nothing works with Leo, that he's already tried everything. But there's a glimmer of hope in Chloe's eyes. "You can try." An hour later, Chloe returns with a tray. The sandwiches are cut into the shapes of little butterflies, with cherry tomato antennas and lettuce wings. "Look at this," she says brightly. "The little butterflies came to have lunch with you. They are starving for some kindness." Leo looks at the tray with curiosity, hesitating for a long moment. Then he picks up a butterfly, and takes a small bite. Michael nearly shouts with joy from the window. Leo ate on his own, by his own choice. That's it, champ. Chloe cheers softly. The butterflies love you. They said you're the kindest boy they've ever met. When Chloe leaves for the day, she kneels down to Leo's level. We'll play more tomorrow, okay, Prince? Leo gives a slight nod. It's subtle, but it's a clear yes. Michael feels something he hasn't felt in 2 years. Genuine hope. 3 days later, Chloe's special routine with Leo has become a tradition. She has turned cleaning the house into a grand adventure. In the morning, she pushes his chair through the rooms, inventing stories about everything. The vase in the living room becomes a castle. The chandelier becomes a spaceship. The staircase becomes a mountain of friendly dragons. Leo responds more each day. He points at things when he wants Chloe to tell a story about them. He moves his mouth as if trying to speak. His eyes are shining again. During one of their games in the living room, Chloe plays some children's music and starts dancing around Leo's chair. Let's dance, Prince. You move your little arms and I'll move my little feet. Leo raises his arms and sways to the rhythm. It's not much, but it's participation. It's life, returning. Michael watches, hidden in the doorway. He wants to join in, but he's afraid of ruining everything. He's afraid that his presence will make Leo retreat back into silence. During the afternoon snack, the impossible happens. Chloe is telling an adventure where she and Leo are courageous explorers. And now, brave explorer Leo, we must cross the river of hungry alligators. Are you brave enough? Leo looks at her with total concentration. His mouth moves slowly. Michael leans forward, his heart pounding. Then, as soft as a whisper, Leo speaks. Ma. Michael freezes. Leo tried to say mama. No, mommy. Referring to Amanda. Ma, he says again, looking at Chloe. Chloe gets emotional, but she doesn't make a big deal of it. She just offers a warm smile. That's right, my prince. How magical you are. When Chloe leaves that day, she walks with a different stride, with hope in her steps and determination in her eyes. She had done it. She had actually made Leo respond. But neither Michael nor Chloe knows that someone has been watching from a second-floor window. A shadow that has followed every movement, every small sign of progress. And this shadow was not happy at all with what it saw. A week later, on Chloe's 7th day of work, everything changes. She's pushing Leo's chair down the hallway, humming a song, when the doorbell rings. Michael goes to answer it, and she hears a muffled conversation at the door. Then, approaching footsteps. Leo, there's someone very special here to see you. Michael's voice is strange, a mixture of emotion and shock. When the woman enters the room, Chloe feels the world stand still. It's impossible. It can't be real. The woman is identical to the photos of Amanda scattered throughout the house. Same height, same blonde hair, same blue eyes, same style of dress. It's as if Michael's dead wife has been resurrected. The impact on Leo is devastating. The boy lets out a strangled cry of terror and begins to tremble violently in his chair. His eyes fill with tears as he stares, fixated on the apparition. Hello, my little angel. Aunt Veronica is back. Her voice, too, is almost identical to Amanda's. Veronica approaches and kisses Leo's forehead, who continues to shake with fear. Michael is clearly shaken. His hands tremble as he makes the introductions. Chloe, this is Veronica, my wife's identical twin sister. Veronica, this is Chloe, our help. Veronica extends a hand to Chloe with a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. There's something cold in that smile. A pleasure, Chloe. I hope you're taking good care of our family. Our family? The word sounds possessive. I'm doing my best, I'm sure, Veronica says. Michael told me you've been very affectionate with Leo. There's something in the way Veronica says it that makes Chloe uncomfortable, as if her affection for Leo was somehow wrong. Michael explains the situation, while Leo remains in a state of shock. Veronica was in Europe, recovering from Amanda's loss. Now she's back to be near us, to help with Leo. That's wonderful, Chloe tries to sound sincere. But something doesn't add up. He needs his family. If Veronica was recovering from grief, why does she seem so controlled, so calculating? That's exactly right, Veronica says. Family understands family better than anyone. Isn't that right, Michael? The way Veronica looks at Michael is loaded with meanings Chloe can't decipher. There's history there, old feelings. Leo, sweetheart, aren't you going to give your auntie a hug? Veronica tries to embrace the boy, but he shrinks back in his chair, making desperate noises. He's still very sensitive, Michael explains quickly. The accident left him very traumatized. Of course, I understand, Veronica says smoothly. But I'm family, Michael. I'm the closest thing to Amanda that exists. If anyone can help him get better, it's me. Chloe looks at Leo and sees something terrifying. All the progress of the past week has vanished. The boy has returned to the apathetic state of the first few months after the accident. Worse, he seems terrified. Veronica notices Chloe's concerned gaze and offers another icy smile. You must be wondering about the resemblance, right? Yes. Amanda and I were identical twins. Everyone used to say even our personalities were similar. But Chloe can see that Veronica's eyes are different. In photos, Amanda radiated warmth. Veronica radiates something cold. Michael is visibly emotional seeing Veronica. For him, it must be like having a living version of Amanda back. It's so good to have you here, Veronica. Leo needs a mother figure. And you're the closest thing to Amanda that we have. Exactly, Veronica agrees. And now that I'm here, I can take care of him personally. I'm sure Chloe understands that, being family, I have priority in decisions concerning Leo. The message is clear and direct. Veronica is marking her territory. Of course, Chloe replies, but there's resistance in her voice. When Michael steps out to get Veronica's bags from the car, she approaches Chloe. The smile vanishes completely. Just to be perfectly clear, she whispers, low enough for only Chloe to hear, I hope you understand your place in this house. You're the help. I'm family. Don't you forget it. The tone is a pure threat. When Michael returns, Veronica is smiling sweetly again. Chloe looks at Leo one last time before leaving. The boy looks back at her with pleading eyes, as if begging not to be left alone with the woman who looks just like his dead mother. But Chloe can't do anything. Veronica is right. She's just the help. That night, for the first time in months, Leo wets the bed again. Michael finds his son crying in the dark, whispering softly, Mommy, Mommy. But he's not calling for Amanda. He's afraid of the woman who is identical to her. A few days after Veronica's arrival, the house has become a completely different place. Leo has regressed in a way Michael has never seen. The boy cries constantly, refuses to eat, and won't leave his room. Every time he sees Veronica, he trembles and makes sounds of distress. Chloe tries to continue with her games, but something has changed. Leo no longer responds. He seems to be in a constant state of fear. It's one afternoon that Chloe discovers what's happening. She was passing down the hallway when she heard Veronica speaking softly in Leo's room. She hides behind the door and overhears a conversation that chills her blood. You know, Leo, Veronica says, Mommy was very worried that day because you were crying in the car. She got distracted trying to calm you down. The boy makes a pained sound. If you get too agitated again, cry loudly, or make a lot of noise, Daddy might get so worried that, well, you understand, right? We wouldn't want anything to happen to him. Chloe's heart starts to race. Veronica is making a traumatized child feel guilty for his own mother's death. And if you tell anyone about our little chat, I'll be very sad, and I might have to go away. Then Daddy will be all alone again, just like when Mommy left. You don't want that, do you? Chloe hears Leo's soft sobs. The child is being emotionally manipulated by his own aunt. When Veronica leaves the room, Chloe quickly hides, then goes straight to Leo. Finding the boy huddled in his chair, tears on his face. Hey, my prince, is everything okay? Leo looks at her with terror in his eyes. He makes desperate gestures with his hands, pointing to his own mouth and shaking his head. He's saying he can't speak. Then he points to his mother's photo and makes a gesture as if something bad will happen. Chloe understands. He believes that if he makes noise, people will get hurt. What did she do to you, sweetheart? But Leo can only cry in silence, too terrified to react. That night, Michael finds Leo crying in the dark again. It's the fourth time that week. What is it, son? Tell Daddy. But Leo can't speak. He's too afraid that something will happen to his father if he opens his mouth. The following week, Veronica begins the second phase of her plan. destroying Michael's trust in Chloe. She plants small seeds of doubt during casual conversations. Michael, don't you find it strange how Leo got worse right after this housekeeper arrived? What do you mean? Think about it. He was stable, considering his condition. Then this woman shows up, creating expectations, promising improvement, and look at him now. Michael becomes thoughtful. It's true that Leo is much worse, but it started when Veronica arrived, not Chloe. But he can't see that. There's something else worrying me. Yesterday, I heard her telling Leo that Amanda sends kisses from heaven. This isn't true, but Michael has no way of knowing. She said that? Yes, she did, Michael. It's confusing for him. It makes him think his mother is coming back. A traumatized child can't be told things like that. Veronica continues to plant more lies over the following days. She invents that Chloe told Leo his mother is alive in his heart and that one day they'll meet again. I didn't want to say anything, but yesterday I saw her teaching him to blow kisses to the sky. When I asked, she said it was to communicate with Mommy. Michael, that's far too dangerous. Veronica's lies are clever. She takes things a caring person might actually say and twists them. Michael, already unsettled by Veronica's presence, which constantly reminds him of Amanda, begins to believe her. The situation explodes when Veronica shows Michael a piece of paper she found in the trash. Look what she wrote and threw away. Leo needs a mother. Maybe I can be that person for him. Michael, this woman is obsessed with replacing Amanda. The note was written by Veronica herself, but Michael doesn't suspect a thing. That afternoon, he calls Chloe for a talk. I need to speak with you. I've been hearing some things that concern me. What things, Mr. Miller? Have you been telling Leo that his mother sends kisses from heaven, that he can communicate with her? Chloe is shocked. She never said anything of the sort. I never said that. I just sing songs and play with him. And this note? Did you write that you want to be my son's mother? What note? I didn't write any note. But Michael is too confused to believe her. Veronica has done her job well. Look, I don't know what's going on, he says, but my son is getting worse every day. Maybe it's best if you rethink this closeness. Chloe leaves the conversation devastated. She knows she's done nothing wrong, but she can't prove it. And worse, Leo is suffering more and more. At the end of the following week, Michael makes a decision that breaks Chloe's heart. From now on, you are not to be alone with Leo. You will only clean when I or Veronica are nearby. The order is a punch to the gut. She is being pushed away from the only child she has been able to help. But, Mr. Miller, I don't want to discuss it further. It's for my son's own good. Leo doesn't understand why his only source of affection has been taken away. He sees Chloe every day, but now she can only clean while being watched. She can no longer play, tell stories, or sing. The boy becomes even more depressed. He stops eating almost entirely, doesn't sleep well, and returns to the state of total apathy from the first months after the accident. Michael realizes something is wrong, but he can't figure out what. His son is getting much worse, but everyone tells him it's normal. It's around this time that Michael starts to notice strange things about Veronica. She claims she was in Europe for 2 years, but she knows very specific details about the house's current routine. She knows where things are kept, and remembers habits of his that changed only a few months ago. One night, Michael is passing Leo's room when he hears Veronica speaking inside. Her tone is different from the affectionate one she uses in front of him. And if you try to tell Daddy about our conversation, I'll have to leave. And you know what will happen then? He'll be so sad he might get sick, just like Mommy. Michael is confused. What conversation? Why would Veronica say that? But when he enters the room, he finds Veronica humming softly to Leo. He was just a little agitated, she explains sweetly. I was just calming him down. Michael isn't sure what he heard. Maybe he imagined it. It's in the middle of the night that everything erupts into chaos. Michael hears Leo crying desperately. When he goes to check, he finds Chloe already in the room, consoling the boy. She has disobeyed his orders. What are you doing in here? Didn't I tell you that you couldn't be alone with him? Mr. Miller, he was crying so hard. I just wanted to help. It doesn't matter. You disobeyed me. Chloe looks down at Leo, who is clinging to her shirt as if she were the only protection he has in the world. He needs me, Mr. Miller. Something is making him very afraid. What she doesn't know is that Veronica is at the door, watching with a satisfied smile. Everything is going according to plan. A few days later, Chloe decides she has to understand what is happening. If she can't help Leo directly, she will find out why a child who was improving so much has deteriorated so brutally. Her suspicions begin by chance. During a casual conversation, Veronica comments on a new bakery that opened 6 months ago in the area. Wow, their sugar buns are delicious, aren't they? Chloe is thoughtful. How would Veronica know that if she was in Europe? Then she notices that Veronica knows the music Michael has been listening to lately, a song that only started playing on the radio 3 months ago. And there are more strange things. Veronica knows that Michael changed the brand of coffee he buys. She knows he changed his gym schedule. Small things, but things that someone who had been away for 2 years shouldn't know. The real discovery happens by pure accident. Chloe is tidying the living room when Veronica's purse falls to the floor. Several items spill out. While helping to gather them, Chloe sees an electricity bill. The date is from 3 months ago. The address is for an apartment right here in the city. Veronica wasn't in Europe. She was living nearby. But why would she lie about it? Chloe starts noticing other things. Photos on Veronica's phone show her in local places during her supposed 2 years away. A selfie at the local mall, dated 6 months ago. Another in the regional park, from 4 months ago. It's all a lie. It's at this moment that Leo manages to communicate with her in a desperate way. The boy makes a huge effort to scribble on a piece of paper. 2 identical female figures inside a car. Chloe looks at the drawing and feels a chill run down her spine. Leo saw something on the day of the accident. Something involving 2 identical women. Veronica was in the car when Amanda died. But before Chloe can process this, she hears footsteps behind her. Finding something interesting? Veronica is at the door. The smile has completely vanished from her face. I was just helping pick up the things that fell from your purse. How convenient. You're always in the right place at the right time, aren't you? Veronica's tone is icy. Chloe knows she's been caught investigating, and something in Veronica's eyes says she won't forget it. That night, Chloe arrives home and finds her front door slightly ajar. Her heart pounds. She's certain she locked it when she left. She enters slowly and sees that nothing has been stolen. But there are muddy footprints on the floor. In the bathroom, written on the mirror in lipstick, is a message that makes her blood run cold. You have a beautiful family. It would be a shame if something happened to them. The following week, Chloe can't forget the message on the mirror. Someone entered her house. Someone who knows where her family lives. But she can't give up now. Leo is suffering too much, and she is the only one who sees what is truly happening. The first clue comes by pure chance. Chloe is cleaning the living room table when she sees some scattered papers. They are bank documents someone left behind. Michael's name is highlighted. Inheritance transfer. $10 million. Chloe is confused. Michael never mentioned any inheritance. She looks at the date. 2 months ago. Exactly when Veronica returned from Europe. What a strange coincidence, she thinks. Veronica disappears for 2 years and returns just as Michael becomes a millionaire. A few days later, something happens that makes Chloe even more suspicious. She's tidying the guest room when she finds medication in a dresser drawer. They are strong sedatives, in Veronica's name. The prescription is dated 6 months ago, written by a local doctor. If Veronica was in Europe for 2 years, how did she get a prescription here 6 months ago? Another lie. Chloe starts noticing other small things. Veronica knows the name of the pizza delivery guy who started working 4 months ago. She knows the pharmacy on the corner recently changed ownership. She knows details that a person who was out of the country shouldn't know. It's during a conversation with Michael that Chloe discovers something even more disturbing. You know, to this day, I don't understand how Amanda lost control of the car, Michael comments sadly. She had been driving for years. She knew that road by heart. What do you mean? She was so careful, she never sped. On the day of the accident, she was even going slow because of the rain. But the car veered off the road as if, I don't know, as if someone had yanked the steering wheel. Chloe's heart races. Someone yanked the wheel. And Leo, did he say anything about the accident in the days after? He would cry and make these strange gestures, as if he'd seen two people fighting. But the doctor said it was trauma, that kids make things up. Two people fighting, just like in the drawings Leo still makes today. That night, Chloe can't sleep. The pieces are fitting together in a terrifying way in her mind. If Veronica never left the city, if she came back because of the money, if Leo saw two people fighting in the car, and if the accident wasn't an accident. The idea is so horrible, she tries to push it away, but she can't. A 6-year-old child wouldn't invent such specific drawings about cars and fighting women. A few days later, Michael decides to tell her about the inheritance. Chloe, I didn't mention it before, but my grandfather passed away 2 months ago. He left a very considerable inheritance for me. Oh really? That's wonderful, Mr. Miller. Chloe feigned surprise, but now she understands everything. That's why Veronica showed up right around then. $10 million, can you imagine? It changes your life, right? Wow, that's a lot of money. Veronica is helping me figure out what to do with it. She suggested we could sell this house, buy something smaller, maybe move to another city. Chloe feels a pit in her stomach. Veronica wants to take Michael and Leo far away, to isolate them from anyone who could disrupt her plans. And Leo, how is he with the idea of moving? Michael sighs deeply. He gets agitated when we talk about it. Just yesterday, he drew some strange things again. What kind of things? Cars, women, sort of confusing drawings. Veronica thinks it's his mind trying to forget the trauma. Chloe is certain that's not it. Leo is trying to tell the truth the only way he can. Can I see the drawings? Michael hesitates. Veronica said it's better not to pay too much attention to them, that the more we focus on the trauma, the worse it gets for him. Of course, she thinks. Veronica doesn't want anyone to see what Leo is trying to communicate. That afternoon she manages to get a few minutes alone with Leo. The boy is in the living room, looking out the window. Hi, my prince. Are you okay? Leo looks at her with those sad eyes and gestures toward the paper and pencil on the table. You want to draw something? He nods, picks up the pencil with trembling hands, and begins to scribble. The drawing that emerges is clearer than the others. Two identical women inside a car, one holding the steering wheel, the other pulling it forcefully, and a small boy crying in the back seat. Chloe feels her blood run cold. You saw this happen, sweetheart? On the day Mommy got hurt? Leo nods, tears in his eyes. Was Aunt Veronica in the car? Another nod. Were they fighting over the steering wheel? Leo cries and points to the figure of Veronica in the drawing. Then he makes a sudden movement with his hands, as if pulling something. Chloe hugs the boy, who throws himself into her arms, sobbing. It's the first time in weeks he has sought comfort from anyone. You were so brave to show me this. But when she looks up, she sees Veronica standing in the doorway, with that same icy smile she knows so well. What a beautiful scene, Veronica says. You two really are very close. Leo immediately pulls away from Chloe and retreats into his apathetic state. The fear is back. Michael arrives at that moment. Did something happen? Nothing at all, Veronica replies quickly. Just Chloe consoling Leo again. She has a very special way with him. The way she says it makes it clear she will use this against Chloe later. In the following days, Veronica increases the pressure from all sides. With Michael, she plants more doubts about Chloe. Have you noticed how Leo clings to her? That's not right, Michael. A traumatized child can't create that kind of dependency with an employee. With Leo, she intensifies the emotional blackmail. Did you show any drawings to Chloe? Because if you did, she could get into very serious trouble, and Daddy might get upset too. And with Chloe, the threats become clearer. You have a beautiful family, don't you? Your mother, your brother. It's important we take good care of the ones we love. The way Veronica says it sends shivers down Chloe's spine. How does she know about her family? By the way, how is your mother? Does she still live in that little blue house? Chloe freezes. She never told anyone where her mother lives. And your brother, John, right? Still working at the gas station on the avenue? Chloe's heart races. Veronica has investigated her entire family. Why are you asking? Just curious. The same way you're curious about certain things. The threat is crystal clear. If Chloe keeps asking questions, her family could pay the price. That night, she calls her family. Mom, are you guys okay? We're fine, honey. Why? If any strangers show up, don't open the door, okay? What strangers, Chloe? You're worrying me. Just be careful, Mom. But Chloe knows that being careful won't be enough. Veronica has already shown she's capable of anything. It's around this time she realizes she's being watched. Veronica appears in the most unexpected places, always with an excuse. Oh, what a coincidence running into you at the bakery. Wow, you came to the market today too? The coincidences are too numerous to be casual. Chloe is being followed. During one of these coincidences, Veronica lets something revealing slip. You know, Chloe, some people ask too many questions in life, and that can get complicated for them. What do you mean? I mean that excessive curiosity sometimes leads to trouble, especially when it messes with things that should have been left in the past. Veronica doesn't confess anything directly, but the message is clear. She knows Chloe has discovered too much. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? Chloe just nods, pretending not to understand, but inside she is terrified. End of the 6th week. Veronica realizes she needs to act fast. Leo keeps trying to communicate with Chloe through his drawings. Michael is starting to ask questions about the inconsistencies in her story. And Chloe knows too much. It's time to solve the problem once and for all. That afternoon, Michael leaves to handle matters related to the inheritance. Leo is sleeping in the living room after lunch. The house is silent. Chloe, how about some tea? You seem very tense lately. Chloe is suspicious, but doesn't want to seem paranoid. Thank you, Veronica. Veronica prepares the tea in the kitchen, takes one of her sedatives, and crushes it into the hot liquid. It's a strong medication she uses for sleep. Here you go. It's a calming tea. I use it whenever I'm anxious. The tea has a strange, slightly bitter taste. Chloe notices it on the first sip. It tastes different. Oh, I added a little honey. It makes it taste better. Chloe pretends to drink, but when Veronica isn't looking, she pours the liquid into a potted plant next to her chair. You know, Chloe, I've been thinking about our situation here. What situation? Well, you've been very observant lately. You ask a lot of questions about the family. Veronica's tone is changing, growing colder. People who are too curious sometimes discover things that can be dangerous for them. Chloe pretends to be getting drowsy, leaning her head against the chair. I don't understand. Of course you understand. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Veronica approaches, thinking the sedative is taking effect. Some people don't know when to stop meddling where they shouldn't, and that can have sad consequences. She leans down close to Chloe, whispering, "You have such a beautiful family. It would be a shame if something happened to them because of your curiosity." Chloe continues to feign near unconsciousness, but inside, she is on high alert. What? What do you want? What I've always wanted. For you to disappear from our lives. From Michael's life. From Leo's life. Veronica paces the room, speaking as if thinking aloud. You know what the story will be? You were very depressed because you couldn't help a traumatized child. The weight was too much. You decided it wasn't worth it anymore. Chloe realizes Veronica's planning to fake her suicide. Why are you doing this? Veronica stops and looks at her. Because I can finally have the life that should have always been mine. I met Michael first. I loved him first. Amanda was the one who came along and ruined everything. The words are loaded with years of resentment. And now that she's out of the way, I'm not going to let some random employee ruin my plans. Chloe feigns losing consciousness but continues to pay attention. Michael will be sad at first, of course, but I'll be here to comfort him. And Leo, well, children forget things. It is at this moment that Chloe understands Veronica isn't just a danger to her. If she gets what she wants, that innocent child will be at the mercy of a woman capable of anything. Even while pretending to be sedated, Chloe knows she must find a way to escape, not just to save her own life, but to protect Leo. Because if she can't stop Veronica now, no one else will be there to defend that boy. Chloe continues to pretend she's about to pass out. Veronica leaves the room to get something, thinking the sedative is working. That's when Chloe hears a noise in the hallway, small, childish footsteps. Leo has woken up. The boy appears at the door, still sleepy. When he sees Chloe, he gives a small smile. At that moment, Veronica returns, carrying a rope, and becomes furious when she sees Chloe standing. Well, it seems my tea didn't work properly. Her tone has changed completely. There's nothing sweet about it anymore. It's the voice of someone who's tired of pretending. Leo senses something is wrong. He looks at Chloe, then at his aunt, and his eyes fill with fear. Good, you're awake, Leo. You can say goodbye to your little friend. Veronica blocks the exit. Chloe tries to move, but she can't get past. It's at that moment that something extraordinary happens. Leo sees the woman he loves in danger and feels an urgency he hasn't felt in 2 years. He has to protect Chloe. No! The shout erupts from his throat like thunder. It's his first clear word in 2 years. Veronica is stunned. The rope falls to the floor. Don't hurt her. Leo's words come out broken, but determined. Chloe. No. He tries to form sentences, his voice hoarse from disuse. Bad. Leo points at Veronica with a trembling finger. Daddy! Daddy! Now he can shout louder. Michael is just arriving home. He hears his son's voice and runs inside. When he sees the scene, Veronica cornered, Chloe trapped, Leo shouting he doesn't understand. What is going on in here? Daddy! She wants to hurt Chloe. The words come out slowly, but Michael understands. Veronica, what is this? But Leo doesn't stop. It's as if a dam has broken. She in car with Mommy. Michael goes cold. What car? What about Mommy? She pulled the wheel. Michael feels the floor disappear from beneath his feet. What are you talking about, son? I saw everything. Leo is crying, but the words keep coming. They were fighting. In the car. Aunt Veronica. Pulled. Each word is like a punch to Michael's gut. Mommy fell because of her. Michael looks at Veronica, who has turned pale. That's not true, Michael. The boy is confused, traumatized. Not confused. I remember. Leo's voice is getting stronger, she said. Said she wanted you. For herself. That Mommy stole you. A slow, dangerous anger builds inside Michael. Veronica, look me in the eyes and tell me that's not true. Michael, are you going to believe a sick child? I'm not sick. I saw her do it. Leo approaches his father, holding onto his leg. She said I couldn't tell, that if I spoke, you would die too. Michael looks into Veronica's eyes and sees something he'd never seen before. Fear. Guilt. Did you kill my wife? It's not a question. It's a statement. I would never do that. How could you think such a thing? But her voice is trembling. Because my 8-year-old son doesn't make up a story like that. Because you disappeared right after the accident. Because you came back now that I've inherited money. Michael is putting the pieces together in his head. Because you were always jealous of Amanda. Veronica sees she's trapped. Fine. We argued in the car. Yes. But it wasn't on purpose. The words tumble out in desperation. She found out I still loved you. She said she was going to tell you everything. Ruin any chance I had. Michael is shaking with rage. And so you killed her. I just wanted to make her stop, just to talk. But she fought back and my wife died. And you let me blame myself for 2 years. You let my son carry that guilt. It wasn't my fault. It was hers. Enzo screams, finally free. Michael pulls out his phone and dials 911. Hello, I need help. I have a murder confession here. The police arrive 15 minutes later. Michael had explained everything over the phone. When the officers enter, they find Veronica sitting on the floor, crying. Michael is holding Leo. Chloe is still in shock. Ma'am, are you Veronica Miller? Yes. You are under arrest for homicide and attempted homicide. As they put on the handcuffs, Veronica looks one last time at Michael. I always loved you, Michael. More than her? People who love don't kill, Veronica. Michael hugs Leo, who finally stops trembling. It's okay, son. It's over. Daddy, I didn't kill Mommy. Never, my love. You were never to blame for anything. Michael turns to Chloe. Forgive me for not believing you, for letting this happen. You didn't know. Nobody knew. Leo runs into Chloe's arms. Chloe, are you okay? I talked. You did, my prince. You were so brave. I saved you. Yes, you did. You saved me. And you saved your daddy too. Michael looks at Chloe hugging Leo and understands something he should have realized sooner. She isn't just the employee who took care of his son. She's the woman who brought Leo back to life, who brought light back into their home, who risked her life to protect a child. She is the family they chose to have. In the days that follow, Leo doesn't stop talking, as if trying to make up for lost time, though his words are still slow and simple. Michael and Chloe grow closer, not romantically just yet, but as two people who have been through something terrible together. Veronica is sentenced to 20 years in prison. The case makes the news, but Michael shields Leo from the reporters. The boy is recovering well. He speaks more each day, laughs more, plays more, and no longer wets the bed. 1 year later, the house is different. It's filled with life, with laughter, with music playing. Leo now speaks normally, with the ease of any 9-year-old child. He's still in a wheelchair, but that doesn't stop him from being happy. Michael and Chloe have been dating for 6 months, taking it slow, building a relationship based on true love, not on the tragedy that brought them together. Today is a special day. Michael is going to propose. They're in the garden. Leo is playing with a kite Michael made for him. Chloe? There's something I want to ask you. Michael kneels on the grass, at the level of her chair. Will you marry me? Chloe is speechless, tears in her eyes. Yes. Yay! Leo shouts with joy, letting go of the kite. Now Chloe is going to be my real mom. If you'll have me, my prince. I really want you to. The three of them embrace right there in the garden, under the afternoon sunday. After lunch, they go to the cemetery. It's the second time Leo has visited his mother's grave since the accident. Michael pushes his chair up to the headstone. Chloe walks beside them. Hi, Mommy. Leo's voice is steady, without fear. I came to tell you that I'm okay. That we're okay. He looks at Chloe. Chloe is going to marry Daddy. She takes care of us. I think you would have liked her. Michael squeezes Chloe's hand. And Aunt Veronica. She won't hurt anyone anymore. Leo places a flower on the grave. You can rest now, Mommy. We're going to be okay. They stand there for a few minutes in silence. Then they walk back to the car. Michael pushes the chair. Chloe walks alongside. Leo holds both of their hands. Love had conquered lies. Truth had conquered fear. And a family was formed, not by blood, but by heart. They arrive home. Leo asks to stay in the garden a little longer to watch the stars appear. Daddy, is Mommy happy up in heaven? I'm sure she is, son. And she's not mad that Chloe is going to be my new mom? Of course not. She wants you to be happy. Leo smiles and looks up at the sky. Thank you, Mommy, for sending Chloe to us. Michael and Chloe look at each other, moved. Their life won't be perfect. There will be challenges, difficulties, and hard times. But there will be love. There will be truth. And there will be a family that chose to stay together. And that's what matters. Did you enjoy this story? Do you think Chloe got the ending she deserved? Let me know in the comments.